Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Since this is Holy Week and it's shorter than usual for this week, I thought I will simplify things and extend the deadline for this week's assignments. There will be two assignments this week, and I'm not going to be doing any long PowerPoints. You're not going to have to be doing tons and tons of writing and researching and stuff like that. But there are a couple of things I want you to do. First, number one, in our prayer and encouragement section, um, I'm going to ask you to experience Holy Week, to think through ahead of time how you can actually encounter this week with Jesus, starting on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Maundy, Thursday, when Jesus has the Last Supper with his disciples and he's in the Garden of Gethsemane. On Friday, when he's on the cross at Golgotha. On Saturday, in the keeping of the Easter Vigil, in this period of waiting, and then the joy of resurrection on Sunday. How can you actually live that? Experience it in a real and personal, meaningful way while being socially isolated. I'm going to encourage you to think through how can I do that? How can I actually live it out? I want to read it, pray it, walk it, think it, sing it, whatever comes to you. Maybe act it out in some way. And then by noon on Tuesday, the 14th, I'm going to have you submit a discussion post, all right? So you can just say, this is what I did. This is what I did on Thursday. This is what I did on Friday. This is what I did on Saturday. This is what I did on Sunday to experience Holy Week. Now, if the specific day doesn't work, maybe because you're with your grandma or something like that, I understand. And so you can do it at any other period of time. But the idea is to take the journey with Jesus from the upper room all the way to the cross. Walk slowly with him through this. Have him teach you and speak to you as you take this journey together, and then report on a discussion post. And I'd love it if you would comment on two other students' posts, maybe just encouraging them and stuff like that. The second thing I want you to do, and this is a second discussion post, is to imagine yourself as the one in charge for Easter Sunday, all right? You're the pastor. And so the question, first you want to imagine is, which church would I be the pastor of? Am I a church planter? Am I the pastor at Trinity Wesleyan Church? Am I the pastor at First Baptist Church? Whichever church it is that you want to pick, and I'm in charge, all right? And in this coronavirus crisis, the question is, how would I make Easter meaningful for my people remotely? How can I do that? How can I think missionally and make adjustments? Because we all are making adjustments. Every church in America and even the world, they're making adjustments to the way they're doing church now. How can we do that missionally? How do we do that so it really helps people and ministers to their needs and maybe even impacts and reaches the neighbors, the people in the community? So the way to do that is to look and see what other churches are doing, right? Like, how are they handling it? How did they do last week? How do they do Palm Sunday? And then maybe come up with a plan, an idea for the way you would do it if you were the one in charge of a church during this time. I want you to say what kind of a church it is that you'd be a part of, or maybe a specific church or an imaginary church plant in Omaha or something like that. Then how would you go? What format would you use? Would you try to get a praise team? Would you try to make it seem like you're just replicating church? So they're having what they would normally have, or is it a different kind of approach? Are you just going to sit back with a cup of coffee in your living room, and just talk about Jesus? Is going to do it that way, or are you going to maybe do some live chat kind of stuff, or or are you just going to break all the rules and have church anyway? And like Rodney Howard Brown got arrested, I just saw uh, for continuing to have church. That was the guy some of you guys wrote about earlier a week or so ago. Anyway, so what would you do? So I want you to research 5 churches. Try to find 5 churches, the way they've done church online in particular is what I'm looking for. The methodology that they use, the approach that they took. And find maybe one, or maybe just create your own that it's even better than what you've seen. Find one approach that say, oh, this is really a good way to do it. This would be exactly the way I'd be doing it if I was the pastor of a church for Easter Sunday. Now, I'm putting this also on the 14th. This is when it'll be due at noon on the 14th. So it's 2 days after Easter. And the reason why I did that is because you could actually just wait and do all 5 of them on Easter. Go research what they've done and say, oh, look at that. Oh, I would love to do that. Although I would encourage you maybe to think before Easter, to be thinking about it, and then see if anybody actually does the kind of stuff that you were thinking of, right? Um, so anyway, you got to do 5 churches at some point. Give me the URL of the churches that you're going to be like looking at, or the ones that you found, and the one that you like the best, and then what your specific approach would be. And by the way, not showing any bias or anything, but Hayward Wesleyan, they have done a fabulous, fabulous job the last 2 Sundays, better than anybody else, I think. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I look forward to seeing what you guys put. We'll catch you later. God bless. Bye. Happy Easter.